Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Will. Today on the lathe I have a couple of nice pieces of, see can I get this right, Macrocarpa cypress. So same family as Leylandi and Lawson, and there's probably 20 or 30 different types. So anyway, we'll take a look at it from the overhead camera here. Yeah, so I said we'll take a look at it from the overhead camera here. Yeah, it's a piece of Mac cypress. I roughed it out 21st of the 9th, 23. So wow, it's a while ago. It was a wet turn. So yeah, it's an unusual piece. This is the other half of the log. I roughed it out and I don't want live edge, but this was the orientation of where I cut it. So that's where the chainsaw went straight down the middle. So the beauty of this piece is, if you look here, the pit was over here. So as you can see, the grain gets wider as it goes across the log. This was a limb that was grown off of a huge big tree at 90 degrees. So and if you look the same here, you can see where the pit was. So I'll call it up a bit closer. So yeah, that was the pit. So this would have been grown like this off of the main trunk. So this would have been the bottom. That's why the pit was so close to the top. It was coming off at definitely about 90 degrees. Anyway, getting off track. So which do I turn? I'm going to go for this one, this standard one. See how it goes. Some beautiful colour in it, some white and some beautiful brown. So should be interesting. But yeah, we'll turn this on a future video. Yeah, as I said, it was wet turned. So stick that other one to one side, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a temporary choking point in here. So just put a little recess, just so as I can through. This has gone slightly oval. It has moved a little bit, and I'll tidy up all this side first, and then I'll flip around to the inside. Around here where I live, usually Macrocarpa cypress is classed as a weed. It grows like hell around here. It does. Yeah, it has developed a slight little wobble. So we'll just see what size it is overall. Yeah, it's about 11.5 inches, but yeah, obviously I'm going to lose some of that. Let's see what's around the end grain. Yeah, it did elongate a little bit, but not overly so. So now I'm just going to mark for a recess. It's a while since I turned any of this, so I'm not sure what way it's going to cut. Help if I turn the lathe on. So just mark where the center is. Somewhere there. I have my divider set for my 4-inch jaws, so it'll be somewhere there. So just grab a tin parting tool. Just bring the speed up another little bit, see what can I get. So I have 800 RPM. Absolutely loads for a bowl that size. So I've gone down there probably 2.5, 3 millimeters, and I'll just put a little recess in that, just a little small skew. That should be enough. I can get the smell off it already. There's a real strong pungent smell off it. So now we'll flip it around, and hopefully I sized that correctly. So now nice and secure. So first job, I'll throw up my tenon and tidy up my foot, and then I can start shaping the underside. Although the shape it is actually not bad, so just need to throw it up. So there's not going to be a hell of a lot of material to come off of this piece. So 21st of the 9th, yeah, so nearly 2 years ago. So I'm just going to start with a 3/8 inch ball gouge. So now I just grab my dividers again and resize my tenon. When I roughed out these balls, I would have always left my tenon 3 or 4, maybe 5 millimeters bigger, just so as I can resize them, because most woods will elongate on the grain and they'll go oval while they're drying. So as you can see, I don't have a lot to take off, just a couple of millimeters. So just looking in this area here, and I'm down to decent wood all the way around. So now I'll just put a little recess in there. Again, back to my skew. So now that's the foot cleaned up quite nice. I'll be able to get to this to sand it at the end, because I have cold jaws that will fit this, and I'll be able to remove the tenon. So now just going to work on the other side of the foot and then up along the ball. So now that's my foot all nice and crisp. So I just use a little diamond or spear point scraper just to get into that little corner there. So now just going to work my way up along the underside of the bowl. So I'm just going to switch to a slightly heavier ball gouge. At this stage I can bring up the tailstock just for a little bit of support. And it's just lined up perfect with the hole. That's what I want. So now we're safe as we can be. So again, this is the 5/8 inch ball gouge. Now we see how that looks. So I thought I felt like a tiny little crack here, and I think I do. You can see where it just chipped out a tiny little bit. So I might have to put something in that. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so you can see there now where the pith was. And the grain, as it goes tight all the way here, as it goes across, it gets wider and wider and wider. That's a stunning piece of wood. So now I'm just going to give this a light scrape. So I'm just going to use a little spear point scraper. So just raise the burr on it so it's nice and sharp. Now we'll see how that looks. So guys, I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but that is a pristine finish. Absolutely pristine. But as I said, I think it's a crack. It chipped a little bit there, but it has a little mark there, so I'm not sure if it is. Because if I put CA on it now, it's going to stain that wood, so I'm not really happy about that. So whether I just leave well enough alone. I can take the rim down a little bit to get rid of this chip. Yeah, so I think that's what I do. We'll ignore it for now. So guys, what I'm going to do is get this sanded, and I'll take you back when I have it done. You don't want to be watching me sanding it for 10 minutes. I'll show a couple of clips. So now guys, that's the underside all sanded. I sanded up to my usual 400 grit. And actually I forgot to give it a little Scotch-Brite pad. So now that is shined up. But on further inspection, I can see, I don't know if the camera is picking up, yeah, maybe it's getting it there. There is a slight little crack, but I don't think it goes in too far. But I'm not going to chase it. It can stay. Because the colour and the grain that's in this, it's crying out for oil. So I don't want to go staining the wood with CA glue. So we'll leave it. So now, going to get it flipped around and in the chuck. I'll make a start on the inside. The sanding took less than 10 minutes because I started at 180 because I got a really good finish. But look how tight that grain is there. As I said, this was the pit over here. So, absolute beautiful piece of wood. Oh, I'm so looking forward to getting oil on this. So get it in the chuck. You can see there where that little chip is. That's where the crack seemed to stem from. So, but hopefully it doesn't go too far. So not a lot of material to come off of this project, guys. So that edge is quite sharp, so first job will be to soften that. But as you can see, I didn't quite get down all the way. So that'll be my first job now. Through up this rim. So again, I'm going to switch to my 3/8 inch board gauge. And it's running nice and true. So I'm just doing 900 RPM there. So that's all trued up. So I have an idea, guys, just for the rim. I'm going to leave the rim pretty wide. And I'll undercut it just a slight little bit. But if I say split it into thirds, something like so. And this section here, I'm going to just slope it back this way, ever so slight, and the inside 2/3 slightly in that way. And that way I'll take away a tiny little bit of that crack. Hopefully. Yeah, there's where the crack is there. So as you can see, there's a little bit of chip out still there. I need to get rid of that as well. So I'll take this back this way a tiny bit. We'll see how it looks. Change the overhead camera and see if it picks it up. Yeah, just. So the outer third is sloped back this way, and the inner 2/3 are sloped inward, ever so slight. So, pleasing shape. now I can start taking out whatever material has to come out of the inside. There's not a lot. So I'm down to good wood all the way around. But I still have quite a bit of material in the bottom. When I say quite a bit, about 3/4 of an inch, so I don't need all that. But down where you can see where I put my recess, I probably have a little over 1/2 an inch. So I can take another couple of passes. So that's feeling good. Yeah, I think another cut. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sharpen up my ball gouge, just so for that last cut I get a nice cut. As you can see, I've picked up. Oh no, it's not actually. Although here in the center you can see it's a bit like velvety feel off it, so it's picked up a little bit of grain. But it's not overly bad. It's cutting quite nice. Oh, we've a tiny little chip out here. Oh. So I might have to soften this another little bit, this rim. Yeah, there was a little tiny knot. Yeah, you can see there where it chipped out. Yeah, you can see it just there. But however, yeah, you can see where these couple of little knots where the pit was. Anyway, I'll sharpen up and I'll take care of that then. So now, right, I'm back. Nice, fresh edge. So now we'll go for one more cut and we'll see how that looks. So now, nice close-up view. So I've just brought the speed up a tiny little bit more there, so at 950 RPM. See how's that. Yeah, I think I'm quite good now. Although maybe a little bit more. Just drop my tool rest a little bit, just a little shade high. Oh, that feels good. So I can just feel a tiny little bump there in the middle. Always run your hand all the way across, and you'll feel. So yeah, just a little bit there. Yeah, so I'm happy with that, guys. Well, I might just get that little bit with a shear scraper. And that has done it. So now I just want to tidy up and take another little bit off here where this chipped out. And just clean it up again. So guys, you can see what that scraper was taking off there, just that little dust and those little light shades. Works ever so well. So guys, that is 100% sandable in my book. So again, I'll get it sanded and I'll take this back and we'll look at getting a bit of a finish on it. Now guys, that's the piece all sanded. I sanded up to my usual 400 grit and then just gave it the final little rub with this little Scotch-Brite pad, and it came up absolutely amazing. As I said earlier, we did have a tiny little crack. Where is it? There it is. It goes in a little ways, but and it goes down about half an inch the other side. So I would have lost a lot if I chased after it. So I'm not gonna do anything with it. I'm just gonna leave it. Well, it's a beauty. Wait till you see this now when it gets oil. So I'm going to put some citrus burnishing oil, guys. It's the Hampshire Sheen. So I have some here in a little bowl, ready to go. So just with a water paper towel, I will get a nice coat of it on. Oh yeah, look at that. That is absolute gorgeous. The grain is absolutely beautiful. That's what wood turning is all about, guys. Finding these beautiful pieces of wood. That has just came to life. So it's soaking it right up. So it'll definitely take a couple of coats to finish this piece. Now that's a nice layer on the inside. So we get some on the back or the underside. The beautiful colour between the sapwood and the heartwood. It's wanting a little bit more. So just letting all that oil soak in. So anyway guys, if you stuck me this far, I appreciate it. And if you don't mind, maybe tap that like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave me a comment also. Because as I said in the past couple of videos, I'm getting close to 10k subs and I will be doing a giveaway. So make sure you're subscribed and leave me a comment. A nice one now. Just kidding. Leave a comment, whatever you think. So now that's a good layer on there. So what I'll do now is, with the same piece of paper towel, I shall get it burnished in. So I'm doing about 650 RPM. So doing about 650, 660. So that's absolutely loads. So as I said, the same piece of paper towel. Just building up a little bit of heat. Just helps absorb that oil into the wood. But I'll get another coat of oil on this tomorrow. And I'll get to 10 and off. And I'll give you a better look at the piece then. For you it'll only be a couple of seconds. But I'll actually turn the other half of this, and I'll get the two of them finished. But I'll record the turning of the other one as well. So let me know if you'd like to see it. The live edge piece should be interesting. There's actually more heartwood colour in the live edge piece. So now get a clean piece. And I'll just dry off the excess. And as I said, I'll leave it till tomorrow, get another coat on. So now that's the first coat all burnished in. So, what do you think? I think it looks absolutely amazing. As you can see, just this little band of sapwood here. As I said, the pith up here, real tight grain. I think it looks really, really good. It gets wider as it goes across the piece. Absolute love it. So, meet us back at the lathe, guys, for the next coat. So here we have it, guys, just finished. I popped it into the coal jaws, as you've seen, and I took off the tenon and oiled it up, sanded and oiled up the base. Come up really nice. Loving the finish on it, guys. It's so smooth. That wood, it sands up so well. Really is, and I love the way the heartwood is around in shape for horseshoe, and yeah, it's really nice, and a nice band of bite here as well. But yeah, some stunning grain in it. Yeah, as I said earlier in the video, the Macrocarpa Cypress is classed as weed around here. It just grows like hell everywhere. But I'm glad I kept a couple of pieces, so I have a couple more as well. So I'm looking forward to turning them. But I have the live edge piece as well, so I'll get that turned. I'm sure we'll see it in a future video. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, as I did turning it. Beautiful piece of wood. But if you did, tap that like for me and consider subscribing if you're not. And don't forget to leave me a comment as well, good or bad. I like to hear what you all think. And I should catch you on the next one. So take care and bye for now.